Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I am Falakdev Khan, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulas for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions, by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such personage on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Sanjay Kumar Singh. Hello, welcome, Mr. Singh. We are glad to have you here today with us on FaceTime with Leaders.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm privileged for this session. Falak.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us today. So let me give you a quick brief about Mr. Sanjay Kumar Singh. As an HR professional, he has a remarkable career spanning nearly 3 decades in diverse industries such as automobile, textile, food, and cement. With a wealth of experience, he has successfully handled various aspects of HR operations and sales HR and has maintained excellent industrial relations. He is a go-to professional in his field since he possesses a sound understanding of HR and IR practices, a global mindset, and strong conceptual ability. He has a proven track record of effectively handling negotiations with unions, contributing to the maintenance of a conducive employer-employee relationship, and demonstrating excellent communication and people management skills. His last assignment has been in the position of General Manager HR India and Non-Executive and Non-Independent Director at Timken Engineering and Research India, that is TERI, Vertical, Bengaluru, a subsidiary of Timken Company based in Ohio, USA. So, Mr. Sanjay Kumar Singh, could you provide an overview of your extensive 28 years career in HR and highlight some of your key accomplishments and experiences in various industries?
Yeah, thanks for giving a kind of brief introduction about me and my journey in terms of my HR profession till now. Definitely, it's a kind of 3 decades in the HR profession journey. Basically, I had completed maybe you can say last month itself, 30 years exactly. And definitely, I had gone through kind of lot of different kind of scenarios, working with different organizations in my career, handling a lot of challenges. See, again, in any kind of manufacturing industry, as you're aware, that the most important part is that operation should be smooth. Like you have to get the kind of output in terms of production, productivity, industrial relation. That is the core of any manufacturing organization. And I am fortunate that I had been with manufacturing with almost 16 years in different organizations, handling different kind of situation in the industries, maybe at plant level. And I'm also handling corporate HR for last 7 years in my long HR journey. So I told you initially that I had a kind of, I had seen a lot of changes, lot of kind of transformation in terms of HR for the last 3 decades. That is a kind of, you can see kind of, I can say it's a tremendous change in terms of the perspective which I'm seeing through my career in HR professional, as a HR professional, right? See, I can say that this journey was not smooth. It was like other guys are saying that HR is a kind of easy function where you have to handle the kind of people issues only. But again, when I'm talking about people issues, it's not about talent acquisition, talent development, or maybe kind of total rewards, right? It's easy to say, but again, when you are handling a manufacturing sector, maybe in a diversified kind of industry, then you have to kind of facing a lot of challenges. When I'm talking about a lot of challenges, means you have to mitigate the risk of and India is a kind of diverse country, and I had got a privilege that I had worked in different part of the countries. If you see, my journey started from Central India, and then I got with an opportunity in the kind of northern part of the country, and then again uh, western part of the country, and then finally I'm landed to Bangalore, the southern part of the country, right, with different kind of organizational setup or the kind of culture of the organizations. And I had faced a lot of kind of different challenges. And when I'm talking about a lot of different challenges, every region in India is a kind of different mindset, right? People has a different mindset. When I'm talking about different mindset, northern part of the India is basically a lot of unionization is there. People are in a very different kind of setup of mind. In western part of the country is a kind of different setup of mind. Southern is basically this is a kind of challenge, right? Each professional who has worked in all the regions. That's why I'm telling you that it's a kind of different experience I had in terms of handling different kind of situations, right? So basically, my tenure with different organizations are working in a different situations. I would say mostly in a kind of unionized environment where I have to manage the kind of situation in the plant so that uh, industrial scenario should be smooth. Plant productivity should go on higher side because it's a kind of required for any industry. You have to see the cost. Cost has to be kind of controlled. If you want to see a kind of challenge in terms of competing with other industries or other regions or other countries, this is also a big challenge nowadays. So my focus was basically to maintain a good industrial relation in any kind of organization, including cost competitiveness, kind of industrial scenarios would be good, and also handling people in terms of kind of their training development so that their skill matrix should be uh, competitive, right? When I'm talking about competitiveness, their skill matrix should go on higher side, and they should perform as per the kind of industry requirement. So this is my overall summary when I'm talking about my 3 decades of experience. But again, if you see maybe the last 1 decade, I would say that it's a kind of the biggest challenge when we are working with baby boomers, millennials, and the new generation, right? So you have to be maintaining a kind of situation. Your employee value proportion should be so that you should be able to retain uh, employees at maybe seeing the kind of competitiveness in terms of the kind of salary, maybe kind of in terms of benefit, in terms of uh, kind of social impact also. When I'm talking about social impact, every organization is expected that they should maintain a good environmental situation. When I'm talking about environmental situation, it should be not now EHS, right? Initially it was EHS, but now we have to focus on environment, social, and governance part also, right? So this is very crucial at this point of time or at this juncture that every organization should focus on ESG also, so that they should be able to meet the global guidelines in terms of reportings also and fulfilling the employee expectation. So this is a kind of current situation is there, and definitely every HR professional at this point of time, maybe particularly after COVID, they are struggling with a kind of retention issue, right? But again, we had heard a lot of in terms of great resignation, quit resignations, and a lot of things are there. But again, my say at this point, because I also handle my organization in this tough situation. But again, we came out successfully during the COVID period by maintaining a lot of things. Maybe I will say that first of all is proper communication was very important at this at that particular point, and again particularly supporting your employees, and again kind of the facilities, maybe seeing the kind of industry after COVID. Basically, I will say that everybody was insisting that they should be more comfortable in terms of work from home or not coming to office, and that was a situation where everybody was uh, habituated. I would say,
Right.
and finally, it was very difficult for every industry that people should come back to the offices. But at this point of time, we were very sensitive in terms of getting this kind of opportunity, that we should give a kind of flexibility that people should be, our employees should be comfortable in terms of getting back to office, and seeing their kind of priorities, because it was a long period. 2 years is not a kind of short period, but every organization has successfully done this. They had given the priority that every employee should be feel comfortable going back to office. So those are the challenges, I would say, that we had faced during the COVID period. But everybody has prioritized their kind of situation, and they had managed, and they are able to kind of satisfy the employee priorities in every organization.
So indeed, I must say, indeed a long but a great career journey, an interesting career journey so far, I must say. So, given the complexities of the work role you handle, further encumbered by its harrowing nature, what are some ways you keep yourself motivated?
See, again, if you see my career starting 1995, when I was with a textile unit, definitely their nature of work is different. It is a labor-oriented organization, basically. And definitely, see, again, in the initial years, maybe not the new generation is not very much aware that the kind of employer-employee relation was very tough at that point of time, when uh, the textile industry was at boom in 1980s, 1990s kind of thing. And then suddenly there was a kind of drop in terms of the kind of productivity. Many textile factories has been closed due to industrialization. So in fact, my journey started from textile industry. And when I was working with the textile unit, definitely it was tough maintaining the kind of good industrial relation. And I think at that point of time, definitely everything was kind of structured. I will not say, but definitely there was not a kind of good industrial relationship was maintained by the employer and employee, right? Mostly, if I will say this kind of relationship, it is basically a kind of transparency in terms of communication, their benefits, their salaries or wages, if I will say their working condition at the plant level. It was not very structured, and that was the reason there was a kind of confrontation every industry was facing at that point of time. I would not say that union was only responsible, but again, management was also responsible for those kind of situations. But again, when I landed with this textile unit, I had got a kind of, you asked me that how you had kept yourself motivated. See, again, I was enjoying this kind of situation when because I'm a different kind of personality. When I'm going through such kind of situation, I just analyze the what is the reason, basic reasons for those kind of issues in the plant, why work has been disrupted, and then I started communicating. Communication is very important for any kind of situation. You have to come together finally at the table, and you have to discuss and sort out any issues. Then, as a kind of plant HR guy, I started a kind of regular communication with the stakeholders, maybe parallelly with the management union and kind of senior management people also. And we had bring back the kind of issues, and we tried to sort it out by kind of amicable solutions, right? So that was the kind of thing, and I was I had also seen in my uh, one of my industries where HR was basically HR manager was killed in the plant, and there was a chaos. Plant was shut down for 3 months, and it was a tough time. But again, I had not gone back. Right, my family advised me that you should leave the industry because there was two guys were murdered inside the plant, and it was a tough situation, right? But again, see again, I continued with this organization for next 5 years, right? So see again, this is not your job that in a tough situation you have to leave yourself, or you have to uh, you have to you have to face the situation basically at this particular point. And I was with this organization for the next 5 years, and I tried that those kind of situations should not happen in future. And I had made OD interventions or other transformation kind of situation where we bring back the unions on the table, and we tried to negotiate better in terms of benefit in the coming years, and so that the industrial situation should be smooth. But this was the kind of situation I had handled, and see again, it was not a issue that situation went bad or kind of worse. But again, as a seasoned HR professional, you should know the kind of proactiveness, what to do in a particular situation, and you have to evaluate. And definitely, you have to come back and with a kind of solution that definitely at that point of time there was something happened which was not supposed to do, but in future it should not be repeated. That's the kind of proactive measure should be I don't- that's why I'm telling every organization has to be proactive, and they should see that how they can manage the future in terms of a good employee-employer relationship, and they should initiate not by saying it should be walk the talk basically, right? Whatever you're saying, you should adopt the same so that there should not be any kind of gap, and people should be on the same platform. Same way in my journey, I had seen a lot of issues in terms of strikes in the plant, lockouts. I had handled retrenchment. Also, I had successfully handled a kind of voluntary retirement scheme, where in one situation, it's a global organization, and they had sold one business, and they were trying to or reorganize the whole organization in India. And they had a biggest challenge that they have to retrench 400 guys, but uh, they were not ready, in fact, in terms of getting any VRS or maybe giving their resignations. And that was a tough time. And again, I had done this task by, I would say that it was kind of continuous communication that I had bring them to the platform where they has been finally agreed that they should accept the VRS we offered them. And but again, some of the guys who were not interested in VRS. But again, I told you there was a kind of lockout situation happened. We locked out the plant, and then we bring them for the discussion, and we finally agreed them that they have to agree for the not a kind of termination, but again they have to resign and they have to accept the kind of offer we had management has given. So that kind of thing happened, but again it was a tough task when you are basically taken as a kind of challenge. And unfortunately, I would say that in that situation, I had been kind of it got a threatening that it's not good for the employees, almost 400 guys, and I had been attempted murder basically in Delhi NCR. It's a story of Delhi NCR. And I was it's a narrow escape for me. And but again, I was not came behind. Again, there are a lot of issue happened, and finally, I managed the things smoothly. But again, in that particular organization, I had been asked to kind of, for the safety reasons, I had been given a chance to work with regional HR in Shanghai, in China. But I had not due to my again, I continued in India. This was a great opportunity, but seeing again kind of managing the things in India is itself a kind of challenge.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a very challenging this thing, I must say.
Yeah.
Challenging journey.
See again, any opportunity in HR. See again, when are you working with on the shop floor? When you are aware with the Gemba, Gemba
Right.
is the only thing that you are able to sort out any issues. I will also suggest my new generation HR professional that you should always go to the Gemba first. When you are coming out, maybe your campuses, you try to go to the kind of shop floor. You see the kind of opportunity, work there, see the kind of issues happening, and try to, because see again, it's not a kind of only people management. When you are working on the shop floor, you are coming across with different kind of people on the shop floor, right? And again, you have to fulfill the management kind of expectations, right, in terms of productivity,
Right.
industrial relation kind of thing. And apart from this, now things are changing, right? Again, in terms of corporate governance, you have to handle a lot of compliances in terms of labor laws, in terms of environmental issues. In terms, many organizations have been closed on environmental issues nowadays, right? The government is very strict. So you have to, as a HR professional, you should not be a kind of HR business partner. You should work as a HR advisor, right? You should not, the things has been changed now. You should not, HR is not a staff function. It's a kind of line function, right?
Right.
Initially, we used to say that HR is a staff function. It's based on the kind of recommendation the managers, the frontline managers, based on those kind of advices, you have to work, you have to do the things on the floor. But it's not true. You should work as a HR advisor. You have to, particularly in terms of, you are also knowing better what things has to be done in particular situation. It should not be that, definitely when I'm saying this kind of statement, this is my personal kind of experience that any issues happen on the floor, this is due to the supervisor, right? This is initiated by the supervisor. They don't understand the kind of situation it will happen, because reasons they are not aware, basically. And ultimately, it should come to the HR professional, and they have to handle. HR is not a kind of magic stick that you create a problem and they're sitting there to
Yes.
sort out the issues. You have to be very active, proactive. In some of the in some of the experience I had in my previous organization, that the staff, the line managers came with some kind of suggestions, and they're asking that we want this kind of maybe disciplinary inquiries or disciplinary actions, or maybe some kind of termination, or some kind of maybe in terms of productivity increase or something like that. But as a HR, you should understand, and you should advise those staffs or maybe the line managers that this is not the right time, this is not the right perspective, this is not the right opportunity, that this has to be implemented. Maybe we can wait for some time, and we can talk to the stakeholders, and we will take it further. That kind of it should not be a kind of pressure that HR has to follow the line managers or the supervisors. Otherwise, everything in industry, many industries we have seen in North, basically that it flared up, and a lot of maybe life has been lost particularly for the HR guys, right? And definitely loss of productivity, loss of kind of revenues happen to the industry. That it should be we should be very careful in terms of, as a HR professional, and we should know when, what, and how any issue has to be handled.
Yes, that's very much important indeed. So, as someone who has evolved in the HR field over decades, how do you think employees' attitudes towards work ethics, responsibilities, etc., have changed over the period?
See, again, I would say that this is a time where everything is open, everything is transparent, right? Nothing is hidden. I remember maybe two decades back or 20 years back, when we used to go for bonus settlements. Every year you have to settle bonus settlements with the unions, right? So I would say that a lot of things has been changed in terms of perception, the kind of ethics, the kind of code of conduct. I remember when I have to sit with the union for the kind of settlement, you have to, first of all, you have to go with a code of conduct, right? That during this settlement period, you should not, does and don'ts kind of thing we used to
Right.
uh, get a sign of the kind of with the union. But nowadays, I'm seeing for the last one decade that union is very kind of supportive, right? They also understand their attitude has been changed like anything, right? And they are very supportive, cooperative. They also know that initially there was a different situation, but now every organization has a kind of see again, the profit is the motive for any business organization. But again, now they are also very flexible in terms of giving a fair wage, giving in terms of good benefits, kind of working environment. When I'm talking about, even when I was working with a tire plant, the situation was very tough, right, in terms of working environment. But I saw basically management has came forward and they said, no, this is the kind of not the right kind of. When we raise this kind of concerns from plant, they supported like anything. They said, no, we have to provide the best environment so that our people should be good in terms of productivity and our quality should be excellent in terms of kind of global standards. So this was a kind of change in perception happened maybe during the years kind of thing, and every organization is also aware that if you want kind of things to happen in terms of global perspective, we have to change our mindset and we have to work for our employees in terms of providing a good opportunity so that they should feel comfortable and they should help organization to get their ultimate motive of profit gaining in the organization.
So, as someone having been on board, what do you think of the current corporate governance landscape in India?
See again, things has been changed. I told you in my previous statements also that things has been changed a lot, right? And now everything is kind of thing on the kind of everything is available on the internet, and everybody is aware, right? Like many organizations, maybe particularly in mining or maybe heavy industries or kind of where the working is very tough, right? In terms of kind of environmental issues or kind of governance issues, basically, uh, and at that particular point of time, uh, the kind of governance was also not very kind of very transparent. What to do, what not to do. That is the kind of conflict happened initially, right? But if you see, everything is transparent now. Everything is very clear in terms of guidelines, right? And and definitely people are kind of managing showing the kind of the actual data they were not very familiar to publish, but now due to the kind of guidelines or maybe kind of governance, they have to publish everything uh, fairly. And but again, I would say this is also chill. Not only the data they have to publish, they have to work basically on the ground level also. If I'm saying that in terms of pollution or maybe for contamination, initially kind of what I observed that people were giving a kind of self-declaration that my water contamination is like below the kind of specification or something like that. But now you have to publish the data, and maybe any NGO or maybe any non-government organization can come and they can check, right? So no organization wants that they should maybe kind of, so they want basically that they should work for the society. They should bring back to the society, right? They should not be a kind of data. It should not be kind of a statement that we are doing a right kind of thing, but ultimately they have to give back to the society, and they should go back and they should say, no, we are is kind of, we are responsible for society and we are doing good for the society. So that is now the governance is evolving, right? And a lot of I would say that governance is there, and you have to publish it, and you have to publish it fairly. And apart from this, not only publish, you have to work on those directions parallelly.
Yes, that's there, and that's very much important indeed as well. So, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring forth?
See, I told you, right, that ultimately we have to give to society, right? And this is very important in terms of our future generation, right? We have to save our planet. We have to save our people. We have to save the overall nature of our planet. And this is very important that we should understand at this point of time. That ESG is very important, and we have to implement it in a kind of very strictly. When I'm talking about strictly, that we have to adhere those kind of guidelines coming from time to time. And now the norms are very strict. Anybody or any organization is doing kind of a violation of those kind of governance. Definitely, they are definitely not this is not accepted in other industry, maybe in terms of their vendors, their customers, or maybe their stakeholders. So that's why it's very important that you have to be very particular so that your customer should not go. Your vendor should be very genuine in terms of ESG norms. They should not violate. You should also very strict in terms of those vendors who are not following. You should blacklist it. So that's very important. All the stakeholders should be taken in consideration, and the sustainability model has to be adopted so that our planet should be saved.
Yes, indeed. So when we talk about technology, what are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with changes in technology? And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data, and Web 3.2?
Yeah, definitely. This decade is basically it's a phase of IoT. It's a phase of information technology. It's a phase of AI, right? So everywhere we are seeing this kind of changes is happening a lot. Uh, Now the industry is going to 4.0 kind of thing, and things are changing in terms of human interference. Robots are working on the software. That kind of changes we are seeing in terms of industry, and definitely these changes are giving a kind of different impact to the overall society. When I'm talking particularly for HR, a lot of uh, changes are happening in terms of information technology. HRIS is there. Initially, it was all manual, right? Even you have to go for PMS, you have to fill up some forms, then your manager is going to. Now the things are changing. It's a kind of system is there where it has been taken care of from the very starting from time attendance to recruitment to training and development to kind of your benefits, your salaries, everything is systematized. Everything is kind of based on the technology, right? You have not doing anything manual nowadays. But definitely it has some challenges, right, in terms of AIs or something like that when we are seeing in terms of recruitment, right? Maybe AIs are supporting, but again, you are missing a big kind of area where initially we used to monitor all the CVs, biodata, seeing their kind of core strength. But now definitely there has come some kind of shortcomings are there with the technology where manual or maybe human intervention is required, which cannot be done by the AIs, right? Or maybe IoTs, or maybe kind of. But again, this is going to helpful in terms of maybe kind of in terms of quality, or maybe kind of in terms of productivity. But definitely, you should be careful in future also that they should not kind of overpower themselves, right? And at least you should be somewhere, a manual intervention or human intervention should be there, that we should not miss somewhere, that we should compromise in terms of quality or other things, right?
Yes, true. And definitely hoping that, like that technology grows for better.
Yeah.
Yes. So as you know, we are building a community of industry magnets. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about these initiatives taken about by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
Right. This is a very good initiative by World Council of Directors, basically. And this is going to support maybe across the organization or the kind of companies, or maybe uh, that they should come to the kind of a common platform, right? Because things are evolving very fast, right? And uh, and this is very going to helpful for the organizations, for the guys who are maybe who are interested in those subjects like ESG, or maybe kind of independent directors, or because these are very core of any organizations right now. It's not a kind of thing that anybody can be an independent director, maybe for any organization, and they don't understand the kind of balance sheet or the kind of profit loss accounts or something like that. So they have to be this platform is very good, where those guys who are interested, or the professionals who are veterans in this in their profession, they should understand better what is good, bad, or for the good for the industry. So that's the good thing, that this is a platform where we can get together and we can understand, because every organization has different, right? Every organization has a different culture, their practices, everything has kind of, and again, this is changing, right? So that's why it's very different, that when people will come together at a kind of similar platform, we should learn together, and we should contribute to the overall kind of for the society. I will say society is not for the industry or something like that. For all the stakeholders, right? So for all the stakeholders, it's good that uh, 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 your organization is doing kind of a good job.
These have been really these have been really kind words by you. So it was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Sanjay Kumar Singh. We wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably has expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds. And all the wonderful different principles that you've shared, the teachings that you follow, also the challenges that you have faced that have motivated you in growing for better. So I'm sure like everyone watching this, it is going to help them grow in their careers as well. So thank you so much for being with us today on FaceTime with Leaders.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks for giving me a good opportunity to share my kind of experience, or maybe the kind of expectation is there for the industry in coming times. Thanks again.
Thank you. Yeah.